Kitties and kittens. Haha, guess who's watched Tiger King? It's me. I'm also wearing a tiger print skirt. Anyway, hello. Today I thought I would bring you another quarantine-tastic video talking through all the products that I have used up this season. I like to do these, quarterly basically, just to chat through all the bits and bobs that I've used. I think this one might be a smidgen early, simply because I am moving house this week in the middle of a pandemic. I know, that sounds fabulous, doesn't it? That sounds 11 out of 10, something like I would recommend to a friend. 5 stars, would purchase again. Anyway, so that's also why it's a little bit echoey in here, and we've got a plain white wall. But yeah, so I thought I'd run through all the bits and bobs that I've used over the past couple of months, and I am going to give them a rating out of 5, and I'm going to tell you whether or not I would purchase them again. I've also got them all lined up, ready to go. So we're going to start with makeup. I've got 2 makeup products which are like very close to being finished. I think I've got maybe like one more use in this. This is by Becca, and this is their First Light Priming Filter. As you can see, it's got this sort of lilac tone to it, which really brightens the face. I think it's quite moisturizing. Do you know what? I probably would get this again, you know. It is a little bit more on the spenny side. It really does feel really nice on the skin if you're a little bit lazy like me. Hey, you kind of sometimes forget to do your skincare in the morning, and this kind of, I'm not claiming that this has skincare properties. I don't think it does, but it just really does prep skin nice for makeup. And since I've been trying to use this up, because again, I'm moving and I want to sort of yeet it before I yeet out of this building, I've really enjoyed using it again, actually. It just sort of brightens the skin, particularly if you've sort of got like a paler skin tone. I think this would work quite well. I know that they have another one which is a little bit more like bronzy. I don't know how well that works for sort of deeper skin tones, but I think this is specifically to sort of like brighten fairer skin tones. Anyway, I think this is really good. Out of 5, I am going to give this 4. Does what it says on the tin, really brightens the skin, preps the skin for makeup really well. I guess the star is off because it is a higher end, more expensive product, but I would buy it again. And I believe Becca are cruelty free as well. I am gonna put right here, yes, Becca are cruelty free, if that is the case. The other makeup product that I'm like so close to finishing is this by Colourpop. This is their No Filter Stick Foundation. I'm using the shade Fair 27N. It's either their lightest or like the penultimate fairest neutral skin tone. And as you can see, I've got literally a nubbin left. Because I'm trying to use them up, I actually have both of these on my face today. If you want to see them in practice, here they are. I would buy this foundation again, you know. I go through phases of using stick foundations because they're just like a big concealer stick. It is so quick and easy. If I want like a no fuss medium coverage foundation, I would use this. I guess the only con for using a stick foundation, and that is not exclusive to this one, just stick foundations in general, if you use them on a daily basis, you go through them so quickly, which I've always found is a bit of a bummer when I've bought a more higher end one. Like I know I've used in the past a Bobbi Brown one, a while ago now, like a few years ago, and I really liked it, but I went through it like that and it's like 30 quid. So with this at a lower price point, I believe these are like £7. I think they're less than £10 when you convert them, definitely. And I want to say it's about £7, which I don't think you can argue with. I think if you like stick foundations or you want to try a stick foundation, I would definitely point you in the direction of this one. Yes, if you're in the UK, you do have to ship it from the US, but they often are doing like deals, and I really do enjoy Colourpop. They're also cruelty free. They have got a very extensive shade range as well, and I said if this is N, like they do them in sort of different tones. What I will say is their stick foundation shade range doesn't immediately correlate with their liquid foundation range. Peculiar, I know. Anyway, I would buy this again. I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5. It's missing a star just because I have to ship it from the US and I go through it really quickly, but I go through it really quickly because I love it. Anyway, I'm sad to see that one go. I've got a couple products here that I will no longer repurchase because they're not cruelty free. Fucking get out town, get on the floor, get in the bin. One of them is a setting spray. This is by Wet n Wild. So recently they've started trading in China, boo, hiss. So although they do have a recognised cruelty-free sign on them, this is actually a little bit old, so I don't know if it was before then, but also they trade in China, so they're not cruelty-free. This spray is really nice. It's a really good price point. I think this is around a £5. You can now start getting, and what's a real shame, because they started expanding into other countries out of sort of like the Americas. I think actually Wet n Wild's been in Ireland for quite a long time, but it's been harder to get hold of, but now you know, because they've expanded into the UK, they've actually expanded into other markets such as China, which is a real shame, but that's their decision to make, and it's my decision to not purchase their stuff anymore. So this was actually a pretty good spray. The spray on it, like the spritzer, was pretty violent. So if that's something that you really look for in a setting spray, that's something to pay attention to. But the spray itself worked quite well, it was a nice price point, although again, it is quite small. This is 45 milliliters. But I think a mixture of that and the spray, like the sprayer, I went through it quite quickly as well. I won't be purchasing it again, but I would give the product 3.5. And the next one is this here mascara. This is the Roller Lash by Benefit. Out of all the Benefit mascaras I've tried, I say that like I've tried their most recent one. I haven't. I really do enjoy this mascara. I think it's really nice, but they're not cruelty free and they're expensive too. What I find with Benefit, I just feel like their prices have really been creeping up as well. And yeah, again, they trade in countries which animal testing is required by law, so I will no longer be supporting them. It's a real bummer because this is like one of the products that my mum knows that I like. And so I've actually, I think, only ever bought myself one of these, and it'll just be like my birthday or Christmas, my mum will buy me one. But I'm gonna have to tell her, sorry mum, I don't support this brand anymore. So the product itself is really good. I would give it a 4. I guess again, price point being another reason, like, because mascaras are one of those things that the drugstore can do really well, and whilst, you know, sometimes you do get a high-end mascara and you do notice the difference, I just feel like most of the time the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Like, I just feel the price point is sometimes hard to justify. And yeah, so I won't be purchasing this one again. It is a very good mascara though, but it's not for me. I do have another mascara to talk about. This one is by Beauty Pie. This is their Flash False Lash. That's a fun one to say. And it is in Cosmic Black. This one comes with a short and stubby plastic wand. I feel like there are similarities. I am not necessarily loyal to whether it's a natural fibre or a plastic wand. I find it a case-by-case basis with mascaras. There's not one that I prefer to buy over the other. But this one again is another plastic wand. So I've tried 2 of the Beauty Pie mascaras, and this is my favourite out of the 2. I believe this is the second tube of this one that I've gone through. I would give this a 4 out of 5. I do find, I guess the only thing that is a bit of an issue, this one is a little bit spiky on the eyes, so if you've got like sensitive eyes, you might not like this one, because that's something that I found. I was like, oh, I felt like I was definitely poking myself in the eye with this one. But I would purchase it again. I do really like it, so we'll have that one. This is a really boring product, but I did not realise how much I loved it until it was out of my life. This is the Milani eyeshadow primer in 01 Nude, and I've bought a few tubes of this like on repeat, and it wasn't until recently when I ran out of this one and I was making an order, I think on ASOS actually, buying some of their makeup, or like makeup that they stock and they don't stock Milani, so I just bought another eyeshadow primer because I'd run out. And it wasn't until I used another one that I realised actually how good this one is. I think it's around £8, but a little tube like this literally lasts you forever. It says it's got a shade, but I think for the most part, there isn't any other shades that you can get, but it also, I don't think, stands out too much on the eyelid. At least for me, it doesn't. Yeah, it says lightweight, invisible finish, works on all skin tones on the front of it, so maybe the 01 Nude is quite misleading. I would give this a 5 out of 5. I would purchase this again. I know it's a really boring product, but truthfully, until you're without until you're without a good eye primer, I don't think you realise what you're missing. I think I got too comfortable expecting such good results, so I'm going to use up the one that I'm currently using begrudgingly, and then I'm going to absolutely 100% repurchase this one. I've got 2 brow gels. They're both from Glossier. They are the Boy Brow in brown. I really like this product, you know, like I still am on this kick. At the moment, I'm using their Brow Flick like pen as well, which I'm really enjoying. I feel like it's giving me a little bit more like lighter brows. I really also want to dye my eyebrows, but during quarantine, you cannot buy eyebrow dye. I mean, obviously it's not an essential, but you cannot buy eyebrow dye anywhere. It's one of those things, I usually like pay someone to dye my eyebrows. At the moment, I can't do that, so I thought, oh, you know, maybe I'll give it a go myself. Wrong. Everybody else had the same idea. Anyway, back to this product. I just think the wand itself works really well. It is not too small, not too big. I think the product itself has like a nice waxiness to it, and I find that having that with the Brow Flick is a really nice marriage of product. So I would buy this again. I would give this a 4.5. Again, I think the only issue is you can get the Brow Flick and the brow gels in a set, and you do save money, but you know, it's over a tenner, so it's a bit like, ooh. but I do continue to repurchase it. As you can see, I've got 2 here. This one is like almost done, whereas this one's fully done, but I would purchase it again, would recommend. And then last on the makeup front, I have this bad boy here. This is the Tattoo Liner by KVD Vegan Beauty in Trooper Black. Now, here's the issue. In the midst of this pandemic, Debenhams, who are the UK stockist for Kat Von D, Soz, KVD Vegan Beauty, they've gone into administration. Whilst this has been the liner that I have used since I was 21 years of age, I cannot fault it. 6 out of 5, my holy grail. I literally have not turned my back on this since I was 21. I feel like unless I don't know, I think their website from the US do ship to the UK, and I actually did, funny enough, buy another eyeliner when I was in Prague because they have Sephora in the Czech Republic, but I'm worried, man. I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to get this. A couple of eyeliners since this one have come out with the same format of like a brush tip. Glossier have one, which I am half tempted to try out, but it's one of those things that this is my ride or die eyeliner. 100% I would recommend it. 100% I'd purchase it again. I'm just worried that it's going to be a lot harder for me to get hold of. It'd be one of those things that if, so there's not a KVD stand in Bristol in the Debenhams there, but there are, you know, they've got them in Cardiff, London, Manchester, Newcastle as well. So sort of if I'm in other cities in the UK and I see a Debenhams, I go in and I buy this eyeliner. In fact, I'll buy multiple. Anyway, I hope I can still get my hands on this. Stay tuned, fingers crossed, thoughts, prayers, good vibes, all of that. But I would 110,000,000% recommend this. Okie dokie, let's move on to skincare. I have got 2 micellar waters to talk about. First of all, I have got this one by Garnier. This is their standard micellar cleansing water. They're not cruelty free. I won't be repurchasing this. It's really easy to get your hands on. I think it is at a good price point. Most supermarkets now sell it, which is really handy, I think, and you can get these like gigantic sizes. It's easy on your eyes. I know I've recommended this one before, but unfortunately Garnier are not cruelty free, so I've now started a new journey to find, because also Bioderma, which is like I've always quoted as my ultimate favourite, is not cruelty free, so I'll no longer be purchasing that. I feel like I've had to restart my journey on finding a good micellar water because I love cleansing water. It just works really well for me, particularly because I wear quite heavy eyeliner and eye makeup and stuff. So yeah, I won't be repurchasing that one. But what I have purchased, which is cruelty free, is by Boots Botanics. So this is their version of their micellar water. It says that it's got hibiscus flower in, suitable for all skin types. And my only issue with this is it comes in one size bottle, which is 250 millilitres, this size here. This is 700 millilitres, so I'm used to like buying bumper packets of it. It also comes with like just like an empty bottle. I knew that would have a little bit in, and I still did it anyway. It's a good product. This is about the same price as this, though. That's the only issue. I think both of these bottles are around the $6.50 mark. So this is literally like just under 3 times the size of this one. And herein lies the problem. I've actually started using the Superdrug one because do you know what? I was a Boots girl till I die, until I started the journey of cruelty-free makeup, skincare, body care, and for me, like, Superdrug are absolutely blowing me out of the water in regards to the amount of cruelty-free and vegan stuff that they have, and it's not, like, they do have some stuff that is very much, like, geared towards, like, almost like greenwashing, but then some of their good whitening toothpaste is cruelty-free and vegan, so that's the toothpaste I use. Anyway, yeah, so long story short, I won't be purchasing this one again. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. The product itself is good, but the packaging sucks and it costs a lot of money. So for this type of product, I feel like Boots could do better. This is the type of product that I feel like is like jumping on a bandwagon of, oh, people seem to care about this, there's a market for that, let's make fucking money. Whereas, you know, I really feel like Superdrug have nailed it. As I said, I was like a ride or die Boots fan, but really, honestly, since I've gone on this journey, I feel like Superdrug is blowing them out of the water. Anyway, so I won't be purchasing that one again. I've got a couple other cleansers to talk about. This one I'm almost done with. Like, I literally feel like I have got one more use out of this, so I thought I'd put it out of the shower and talk about it. This is the Glow Mud Cleanser by Pixi. I believe this is part of their kind of like Glow Tonic family. It has got glycolic acid in and aloe vera, so this is like a clay cleanser, but it's very smooth. and I really do like it. I do like having, in the shower, I have really tepid showers, so I do wash my face in them. I find that having like a clay cleanser, like a really like cleansing cleanser, but not like a foaming one so it doesn't like strip skin, is really good in my skincare routine, and I feel like this is a really good one. I would purchase this one again. And yeah, I found it a joy to use, to be honest. I would give this 3.5 out of 5. It's one of those things that I don't think this product is unique, and again, it's at a higher price point. In fact, I think Beauty Pie do a clay cleanser, which I haven't actually tried, but now that I've been using this one, I feel like I might. But that being said, like, I've enjoyed using it and I would purchase it again. Maybe not immediately, but I would happily have this in my collection once more. Speaking of Beauty Pie cleansers, I've got this one here. This is their double phase cleanser, which is basically, I think, their bog standard cream cleanser. I'm gonna give this another 3.5 out of 5. Like, the price point is great. The product itself is great too. However, my issue is that there's better cleansers by Beauty Pie. I really like their Japan Fusion Pure Transforming Cleanser. It's to die for. So I used this one up. Like, this was kind of like, I need to use this one up because I have it lying around, but just simply if I'm making a Beauty Pie order, I wouldn't pick this one. I would pick the Beauty Pie one. I would pick the Japan Fusion one over this, personally. But it is good. It is like, if you want like just a really comprehensive cream cleanser, this is nice. I wouldn't purchase this one again, because I prefer the Japan Fusion one. But that being said, like, it's not a bad product at all. And last for cleansers, I have this one by Liz. Oh, this is the Hot Cloth Cleanse and Polish, the Ever Classic. Again, similar vibes to this one here. If you want just like a very chilled out cream cleanser, I think this can work for basically everyone. Very comfortable to use. I use this with my Foreo face cleanser, sort of like a face cleansing brush. I think that this works really well with it. So again, if you have a cleansing brush, I find that this works particularly well. Again, if you're not interested in getting a Beauty Pie subscription, this is a nice cleanser. It's available in a lot of shops. And for a higher end brand, I actually don't find this product to be crazy extortionate. And also I find like Liz is always on offer. They always have a deal going on. They're always on QVC as well. So they're a brand to keep an eye out for sort of deals. I find that they are pretty good at doing that. Also very plain on the back, cruelty free and no animal ingredients too. So love this one. I do have a face mask to talk about. This is the Beauty Pie Super Pore Detox Black Clay Mask. I would say this is a dead ringer for the, oh my God, what the fuck is it called? Like the face mask. Glam Glow, that's it. Ooh, I had a brain fart there. I feel like this is a dead ringer for the Glam Glow in the black packaging, like their sort of original mask, except that one has like bits in it, whereas this is like smoother, but I feel like they do basically the exact same thing. Like, they seem to react exactly the same on the skin. So if you like that mask, I would 100% put you this way. It's a very, very thorough clay mask. So it's not something that if you say have like quite dry skin, I would only use this on your T-zone. Like, it is no joke. It does draw the goo right out of your face. But for me, I do actually personally put this all over, and it doesn't dry my skin out. But again, I don't have dry skin, so that would be something to look out for. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5, you know. I really can't fault it. It does what it says on the tin. It is a great price point. What I will say though, is this bottle is an older bottle, because I've used it up, and this is 125 millilitres. I've already repurchased it, and it's a 25 millilitres smaller, it's 100 millilitres. So don't think I haven't noticed Beauty Pie, because I absolutely have. Ooh, anyway, last for skincare products, I have the Pixi Glow Tonic. Actually, funnily enough, my friend bought me these as a gift for my birthday. And I have really enjoyed having this back in my life. This is like one of the original glycolic acid toners. I do really like this. Would I purchase this myself again? No, probably not. Because sort of since the release of this product, so many other brands have released similar products at lower price points, and I can't say I notice a massive difference between them. I'm currently using the Makeup Revolution Glycolic Toner, but I know that The Ordinary have one, a lot of brands have them is what I'm trying to say. So this is a very nice product. I would happily use it again. Whether I would personally buy it again remains to be seen, and I would give this a 4 out of 5 again, just because it's got, like, I think like this tiny little bottle is like a tenner, whereas the bottle that I'm using is 2.5 times the size of this, and it's basically the same product and the same price. So swings and roundabouts, but it is a good product. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. It definitely does what it says on the tin. It's just there's now cheaper alternatives available. Anyway, moving on to body. I don't really have that much body stuff, but apparently this I decided to keep my deodorants. I don't think I would use any of these again because none of them are cruelty-free. So I have been on a bit of a cruelty-free deodorant journey, and running out of deodorant whilst you're in quarantine would not recommend. Particularly if you want to buy cruelty-free stuff, so it's harder to come across. I did actually end up getting one from Boots by a brand called Pit Rock. It's like a roll-on deodorant. I will let you know how that goes. The only reason I didn't get the Superdrug own brand one, which is vegan and cruelty-free, is because they're only doing like click and collect at the moment, and the nearest Superdrug to me, it just doesn't make sense for me to drive there in this current situation. So anyway, the Mission one is very alcohol heavy. If you are sensitive to alcohol, don't use this one. However, if you're not, it's very effective and it doesn't show up on your clothes. This one I think I bought in an airport just because I needed a deodorant then and there, and this is a little one that's sort of an aerosol. I don't really use aerosol deodorants anymore. I feel like I used to use them quite a lot when I was a teenager, but now I'm very much more like a cream or a stick type thing. But that does what it says on the tin. And the Sure one, I'd really like cotton deodorant, like cotton smelling ones. So this is a cotton one. Would I say it was a 48 hours? Maybe not. It was fine. Again, I like to buy like the brands that are on offer. Can you not tell that I am a cheapskate? But yeah, they were all fine. But I'm not going to be getting them again. Anyway, moving on, I've got a body butter from Soap and Glory. It's this pink packaging, yes, it's Soap and Glory. This is their standard, the Righteous butter, and I have absolutely demolished this. This is a really good product, you know. I would happily use this again. For a while, I was just like I had so many body butters and I just didn't know what to do with them, but that's because I wasn't using them. Whereas I've now really gotten into the routine of moisturising my body, and I notice the difference, and I like having really soft legs. I'm actually out of a body moisturiser right now because of, again, the current climate that we're in, so that's a bummer. But yeah, I would use this one again. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's easily accessible, really good to use. It does what it says. The fragrance is quite strong, so depending on whether you like it or not, they do a whole myriad of fragrances. I believe it's the same sort of core product with different scents in them. So if you don't specifically like this scent, which is their standard one. And last for Baday, I have got the Dr. Teal's Foaming Bath. This is in the lavender, the Soothe and Sleep. I really like having like this type of thing on hand because I don't have baths loads, particularly like in the warmer months, but like I will go through phases of having like loads of baths and just like watching Gilmore Girls in the bath, living my best life. And like I like having like sort of a big industrial size bottle of bubble bath that I can just like gloop it all in. If I want to pop some lavender essential oil in, I can. Pop in some Epsom salts, like really like vibe with it. I'm not like so much into like the bath bombs and sort of like the colourful shit. I'm more like into the, I want to like sit here for an hour and watch telly and like live my life. I would buy this again. I believe they are cruelty free. Yeah, you can get them I think at like Holland & Barrett and stuff. I think I did get this on Amazon though. I think this was close to a tenner. I don't think it was as much as a tenner. I think it was about 8 quid. But it did last me a really long time. So yeah, I would give this a 4 out of 5. And last but not least, I've got 2 hair products. Only 2. I feel like hair is usually something that I have loads of, but as you can see, this is a litre of shampoo. This is by Label M, and this is their thickening shampoo. I'm not 100% sure if they're cruelty free or not. I'm going to look it up and put it on the screen right now. Label M do not test on animals, but I have not been able to find from a Google search whether or not they trade in China. They don't mention it on their website. Sorry. But this product itself is really good. I believe I got this from Essential, which is like a salon that sells salon size stuff, which I really like. I think this size bottle was about 20 quid, which if you split it down, that's about the same price as a drugstore shampoo, but obviously you get 4 times as much. So I'm a big fan of that. At the moment, I'm using the Function of Beauty hair stuff. I've done a whole video all about it, so I'll link that down below if that's something you're interested in. I probably would use this again, you know. I find it was not stripping, but did wash my hair. It was very lightweight in the hair and did what it said. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I used a whole litre of it, so I couldn't have hated it. And then last but certainly not least, I literally just finished this before I turned on my camera. This is the Salon Graphics Dry Touch Volumizing Dry Shampoo. I really like this, you know. I would purchase this again. I would 110% buy this again. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I feel like it's available in Boots. It's a little bit more expensive than your standard dry shampoo, but because I have dark hair and a fringe, I use quite a lot of the front of my hair, and so I'm aware if my hair looks grey or not, so I kind of don't want that to happen. And that with this, it is fairly invisible in the hair, and like if you do get any white cast, it's not that sort of like thick hair altering colour white. It does blend in very easily once you've let it sort of like soak up the oils and do its thing. Anyway, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are staying sane and safe and healthy, and I would love to hear from you down below. And that is everything from me, and I shall see you again soon. Bye!